All right, so yes, I've been doing experiments with the various rings and pendants in this game, and I've discovered some really interesting things. Now, my character is a Radiance build. You can see that I have all my points into Radiance, and I have the minimum. I got my Inferno up to 20 because that was the minimum I needed to use some of the spells. And you're thinking, but Rob, you're a Radiance build. How are you going to use Inferno spells? Well, let me show you. Let's go to my favorite testing ground. This place. All right, so first of all, we're gonna get rid of. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Now we're gonna run this ring. Lets me use umbral sorceries with a non-umbral catalyst. Now, this catalyst is the best radiant catalyst out there. You get this. You have to do Dunmire's quest. You have to finish Dunmire's quest, and then you can get this thing. This is really cool. It's S tier. We're gonna go back to, for the sake of this experiment, we're gonna go back to my Willmark's catalyst. You can get this pretty early on in the game, and I have it up to +10. It's not quite as good. You can see the stats down below. But it's not that far off. It's 226 plus 367 instead of 197 plus 462. It's not that far off from the exactor scripture. So we're going to switch back to this just for a minute. And and then we're just going to run this. Now, all this does is lets me use, if I take this off, now I can't use this. And if you look, I can't use any of the spells that are not radiant spells. I can only use the radiant spells. I can't use any of the Inferno spells. I can't use any of the Umbral spells. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that ring back on. So this is the ring. This is the ring. It's the unblinking root. This will allow me to use this Umbral spell. And let's just go try it out. I'm gonna reset the clock here, so the guy will be walking in the same place. I want to do each one of these runs like pretty much the same way for consistency, just to show what we got. All right, so 822 damage, not bad. All right, so each one of those does 822 damage. That's pretty good. Now, what's cool about that is that this spell is not, the power of this spell is not based on my Inferno stat. It is based on my Radiance stat. Because this ring converts the Umbral spell into a Radiant spell or something, but I did an experiment where I added one to my Inferno and it did no extra damage. But if I added one to my Radiance, then it did extra damage. So So using this ring, all of your umbral spells will be based off of your Radiance stat, which I think is pretty cool. Let's go back. Let's do it again. Let's just do it one more time just for confirmation. Right out here. $822. $822 damage. Not bad, not bad. Alright. Now, what we can do is... do this. Now what we can do is we can put on the barrage root. Now what the barrage root's gonna do though is it's gonna take away one of my spell slots. So when I put this on, you'll see my fourth spell disappear. But it's gonna add some damage to my remaining spells. So let's see what that does. Okay. All right, here we go. $987. I think, right? Yeah, $987. $987 damage, up from $822. Back here. Let's do it again. $987. Is someone shooting arrows at me? By the way, I like this. Farming this guy also gives you large duralium chunks or whatever. I mean, you can buy them from Gerlinda, but they're expensive. So if you're going to be farming this guy, anyway, I mean, you get a few chunks though, so it's pretty cool. What are we doing next? Okay, so now we have a pendant. We can do a pendant. Let's do a pendant. Let's do this pendant first. So this pendant gives another flat percentage onto your spells. Let's see what it does. Let's reset the clock. All right. $11.51. It only took 3 shots to kill that guy. $11.51. How cool is that? $11.51. All right. Let's do that again, just for verification's sake. Yeah, 1151. Only took 3 shots to bring him down. Pretty cool. All right. Now, what we're going to do, before we do that, what we're going to do is, we're going to switch this up. We're going to remove this, and we're going to put in the lighter one. So this one doesn't give you as much benefit, but it doesn't remove one of your spell slots. So if I put this one back on, now I get my 4th spell slot back, and it's not going to do as much... it's not going to give me as much spell boost, but let's just see what it does. Okay, so 1069. 1069. Not quite as good, but not bad either. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. Now this one is stuck in my game. This item is just kind of glitched. I don't know why, but whatever. Now we're going to do something interesting. I'm going to do that one more time just to verify the amount we're getting. $1,069. 1,069. Not bad. Okay. All right, now let's get into the... Now we're going to get into the weird stuff. All right, ready? Now it gets a little weird. Oops. Okay. So we're going to switch this out. We're going to switch out the Hysteria pendant for the Shuja Harmony Hoop. Now you can get this pretty early on as well. You get this in the swamp area. We're going to switch to this, and we're just going to see what this does by itself. We're just going to do just the same run as before and see what we get. $1,040. Okay, so we're not getting quite as much. The other one gave me 1,069, and this one's giving me 1,040. Not a huge difference. Not a huge difference. But let me show you something weird. You ready for the weird experiment stuff now? Let's try this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't get to do it. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the damage I did that time with Latimer's Javelin was 1176. I think it was 1176. Let's go do that again. I didn't change anything. I didn't switch up any rings or pendants. I didn't do anything. Okay. We'll do this again. Okay, ready? I'm gonna fire one of these, and then we're gonna do this. Watch. 1176. I wonder if I can do those in succession. Let's find out. Let's try that. Okay. $11.76. 1176. 1176. Now you're like, Rob, wait a minute. How come you got 1176 from all three of those? But, hold on. But if I just fire them right away, $1,040, $1,040, $1,040. Well, here's the thing. The Shuja Harmony Hoop is kind of weird. Now, it says, after each spell cast, further spells temporarily deal increased damage. That's not exactly right. The wording of that is a little off. It should say, further spells from different magic schools deal increased damage. Now, it kind of hints at that at the second sentence. Casting spells from different magic schools further amplifies this effect. But that's not... So those two sentences are not entirely accurate the way they're written. So if I just... So I'm already firing from a spell from a different school. But if I just start firing Latimer's Javelin right away, I don't get the increased benefit. But if I fire one of my Radiant spells first, just one Radiant spell, and then I fire Latimer's Javelin. I keep wanting to mess that up. Latimer's Javelin, Latimer's Javelin, Latimer's Javelin. All right. So anyway, that's how that works. Isn't that weird? So let's go back. And we're going to do it one more time, and then we're going to switch up something else. We're going to do more experiments. It's going to be trippy. All right. Okay, so we're going to fire one Radiant spell, and then the Javelin. $11.76 each time. I thought at first that I would have to alternate them. I thought I would have to go Radiant, Umbral, Radiant, Umbral, Radiant, Umbral. But no, you just have to fire one Radiant spell, and then I can fire 3 or however many I need of a different school spell in a row, and they all have the benefit. Now, let's take that a step further. And we're going to... I don't want to do that yet. We're going to... Okay, so this is giving me a flat boost. We're going to take that off. And we're going to put on this ring that lets me also use Inferno spells. So now I have a ring that lets me use Umbral spells and a ring that lets me use Inferno spells. So now if I go up here and I want to choose a spell, I have basically everything open to me except spells that I don't have the stat for. So this spell requires you to have an Inferno stat of at least 22, and I don't. My Inferno is only 20, so that's why I can't use that spell. So the rings don't help you with the minimum stat required. They only let you use the spell with a different catalyst. So, and then you're like, okay, but yeah, and I could switch to an Inferno catalyst, but then my base damage is all going to be based on my Inferno stat, which is only 20. So I have all my stats in Radiance. I have 68 Radiance. So I want to use that stat. I can use that stat will be applied. The 68 number will be applied to all of these spells that I'm able to use, that I meet the minimum requirements to use. The 68 will be applied to all of these. Let's do, I don't know. Let's do just this basic one here. Let's do this one. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to establish the baseline. We're going to establish how much I lost because I got rid of that. I got rid of the one ring that gave me a slight boost. There was a ring here. The Puissance root. This one. So that was giving me a slight boost. Let's just see now that we've gotten rid of that and put another ring in that slot. Let me reset the clock. Okay. Let's see what our base damage is here. So, if I just use the Javelin, getting 946. 946. Alright, 946. Alright, no problem. Alright, 946. Alright, now we're going to go out and we're going to do it with one Radiant spell first and then the Javelin. So one of these and then the Javelins. 1069, 1069, 1069. That's pretty good. Okay. 1069. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Interesting. I think that's... Did we not lose anything? I think we didn't lose anything, right? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at this. I'm going to go back and watch this video and make a little spreadsheet with all the numbers. I can't remember all the numbers in my head right now. But I'm just going to double check that to just see if we did here. Alright, so one Radiant spell, and then Javelins. 1069, 1069. Oh, I missed. Okay. So it's 1069, though. It's fine. It's fine. I was hesitating. Alright. But now... we're going to use all three magic schools. We're going to do Radiant, Inferno, and then the Javelin, which is Umbral. Okay. Radiant, Inferno, Javelin. 1192. 1192. Dude, die, bro. I'd be cornered there. Okay. All right, Radiant, Inferno, Javelin. Now, was that third one? I don't know if that third one was 1192. Let's go do it again. I'm going to do this a few times just to verify the numbers. Okay, wrong order. Do it again. Let's do it right this time. Let's do it right this time, Rob! One, two, 3. 1192. 1192. 1192. All right. Now what's kind of weird is different spells affect the numbers. So, and I don't know how this works. So this is where I really don't understand what's going on. So, let's change this out to, let's do this one. Okay. Oops. 1, 2. That's still 1192. Okay, that's fine. All right. Now, I wish I had written this down, but I could have sworn I got a, oh, you know what? Maybe that was from the other, okay, maybe that was using the other catalyst. That might have been from the other catalyst. Okay. Because I was getting like 1400, I was getting like a crazy 1400 damage number. But I think that was using the Dunmeyer's, quest catalyst, and we went back to I purposely wanted to go back to Wilmark's because Wilmark's catalyst is one you can get early game, so pretty much everyone has access to this catalyst. So these are still pretty impressive numbers, I would say. 1, 2. All right, so that last one was only 1069. I don't know if you caught that, but the third Javelin I fired only did 1069 instead of the first two did 1192. I think there's a timer. I think there's like a, I don't know how many seconds it is, but I think it's maybe 5 seconds. I think there's a timer going on that affects the. We could certainly test that out. I know how we're going to test that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. All right, and then we're just gonna run around a little bit. And run around. And then, oops. Get up. All right, hold on. Fuck! Alright, so that was 9:46. Okay, so there's definitely a timer. Dude, this archer is just annoying. Bro! I'm trying to do an experiment. You're shooting me with arrows, bro. Come on. Okay, so that's back to 9:46. Now if I do... Oh, he's gonna die though. I hit him too many times. Okay, he's dead. Interesting. So yeah, so there is a timer in effect. Well, it says it uses the word successive. So I don't know how many I don't know how many seconds have to go by before it's not successive. So probably a couple seconds between each shot, I'm gonna guess. Or maybe it's the timer from the first shot. Maybe the first shot establishes a time, and then you have to do successive shots within that window. I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna work. Now let me switch the order. I'm gonna do the Inferno first, and then the. In fact, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna, so I don't get my buttons mixed up, I'm gonna just switch the spells. So we're gonna make this one the light fireball, and then I'm gonna make this one the light radiant spell. Okay, so let's reset the clock. So I'm using the scientific method here, folks. Just, you know, I'm establishing data for a comparison later. Now, that's 1192. Okay, so that made no difference. And this archer was interrupted me. So the archer actually interrupted me for a second, but I still got an 1192, so that's interesting. Let's do that again. So I'll be able to play this video back and then just write down all the data and put it in a nice little chart based on what I'm recording here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 1192. Okay, so all three of those did 1192. That's nice. Now, what if we do... Wait. You know what? I want to do... I'm going to do... a week. Okay, so I'm going to do a week umbral spell, and then I'm going to do a week fire spell. So I'm not going to use any radiant spells. I'm gonna do umbral, inferno, umbral. We haven't done that combination yet. So I'm alternating between the two magic schools that are not from my catalyst, not from the catalyst I'm using. See what this does. Okay, so that was only giving me 1069. Okay, so you need to use all three. You need to use all 3 schools to get the maximum benefit. All right. Now, some spells give you more benefit. Let's try this. I'm gonna do... Okay, we're gonna do light, radiant. We're gonna do light umbral. And then I'm gonna do heavy fireball, inferno. Okay. Because if you're just looking at damage numbers and you don't care about the spell, then let's see what this does. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1401. Right now, the second one of those didn't do 1401 damage, but the first one did 1401. That's crazy. All right, let's go do that again. Let me do 2 fireballs in a row and see if I get 1401 from both of them. That would be kind of nuts. All right. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fucker. No, that time I didn't. It went from 1401 to 1035 because this fucker over here interrupted me. Bro, so annoying. Interrupting my experiments? What's wrong with you? All right, do it. One, 2, 1401. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so only the first one does the crazy damage. That is interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. What if we alternate? Okay, I'm gonna do another experiment. We're gonna try alternating now between the umbral and inferno. To see if that might reset the clock. Yes, it did. 1401 both times. Gonna do that again just for confirmation. Okay, so firing another spell from a different school, I guess, reset the counter or something. And that counter seems to be pretty tight. And the fireball takes like an extra second to launch, I noticed. That's like a slower, that comes out slower. Ah, we got 1401 even with the archer interrupting me. Bastard. Dude, you're gonna die. But even with the archer delaying my experiment, I still got 1401 out of both of those firewalls. That's pretty neat. Fireballs, not firewalls. I do IT work, so yeah, firewalls are important to me. Yeah. I don't see many fireballs in real life, but I see plenty of firewalls. So, yeah. Oops. Wasn't quite fast enough for that one. I want to try a radiant spell in between. So I've been using an umbral spell in between the two fireballs. I want to try a radiant spell in between the two fireballs. I'm going to put all of these in a little chart. Maybe the chart, looking at the chart, sometimes you'll come up with additional discoveries. Oops, I messed up. I didn't do it right. I mean, it worked, but I didn't do it right. Gotta do it again. We're racking up some money, though. That's cool. I got another character upgrade. Oh, I only got 1,035. Interesting. Okay, so you have to alternate with the other school. That's interesting. Let's do that again. That's a critical point. See, when I went back to the Radiant spell in between the two fireballs, I didn't get 1401 from the second fireball. Let me confirm that. Let's do that experiment one more time. Yeah, didn't happen. Okay, that did not happen. So Fireball, Radiant spell, Fireball did not give me the 1401 extended damage. But we're going to do it the other way just to confirm it. Fuck. Come on, go. Yep, it worked. 1401 both times. Now, what would I need to do in order to get... Now see, this is what I don't quite understand. Okay. So if I wanted to switch these up, I would do a small fireball here, and then I would do my umbral damage spell here. Let's do is there a different one I could try? No, I want... Back to this. Now maybe the damage number of the bigger firewall is the bigger fireball is just different than the damage of this. Like this one only costs 52 mana, whereas the big fireball costs... Oh, it costs less. That's interesting. 26 mana. 52 mana. That's... Okay. So I'm guessing each one of these spells has another internal number attached to it that we're not seeing. It has some kind of hidden stat that we're not seeing that's going to be its combo number maybe or something. I don't know. Maybe when I get all this stuff into a chart, I can look at the numbers and see if there's a corresponding pattern. But theoretically, this should give me... so I should get more damage from the Javelin alternating with the Fireball than I would alternating with the Radiant spell. If it works the same way it did with the experiment we just did with the big Fireball. So, for example, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I got 1192, but I didn't do it fast enough to... Bro, die. Jeez, man. You guys are so annoying when you're mad. Okay. Eat some cake, man. All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, I got 1192 both times there. That's interesting. So that did not work the same way. Because I did Radiant, I didn't alternate with the Umbral spell, I alternated with I used the Radiant spell. Let's do that again. I'm gonna do the Umbral spell in between the two Javelins. I'm sorry, the Fireball between the two Javelins. See if there's any difference. Okay, this. Fireball. Javelin, Fireball, Javelin. Okay, I'm getting 1192 both times. But with the Javelin, it doesn't seem to matter the order of the other two spells, which is interesting. Now, it's possible the 1401 for the big Fireball, it's possible that's just like a glitch. It's possible that's a bug in the game, and they'll fix it or something. I would actually have to do the math and see what kind of percentages are being increased. Sandpiper, welcome in. Looks like you're getting much better at this game. Well, I'm getting a little better. I'm actually doing experiments with... I don't know how long you've been in here, but just to summarize... there are 3 different kinds of magic spells. Let me take this off. And take this off. Okay. So there are 3 different kinds of magic spells in this game. And you have to choose which kind you want to do, because so I have a catalyst that lets me use radiant spells. So when I go to choose a spell, say here, I can only choose radiant spells. All these other spells are X'd out and I can't use them. However, there are some rings that you can find in the game, and so I have this ring. If I put this ring on, then this opens up all of the fire spells, or as they're called in the game, Inferno spells. So now I can use all of these. But these are still X'd out. Now if I put on this other ring, which you find in a different spot in the game, but here's this ring. If I put this ring on, then now I can use all of these spells. Now there's still a few spells I can't use, but that's just because I haven't leveled my character up enough to use those spells. They're like, I don't know, super powerful or something. But it gives me, but my one character can now use all 3 types of spells, which is kind of cool. And then the other thing I'm experimenting with is this weird, it's like a pendant you hang around your neck, Hey, Ketchum, welcome in. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. So this is a pendant that you hang around your neck, and it adds bonuses to your spells if you cast one after another from different types of magic. So if I cast, so in other words, I've been experimenting with, if I cast a Radiant spell, and then I cast a Fire spell, and then I cast an Umbral spell, the Umbral spell will have like 30% more damage than it would if I just cast it by itself. Which, the math gets kind of complicated, but I like that about this game, that there are these really cool, like, mathematical things that you can figure out, and it really benefits your character, especially if you're not great at fighting, like me. I mean, I'm okay, I'm getting a little better, but I'm not the best at doing, like, the direct hand-to-hand combat in these games. So this is really cool to discover that I can do a little math, and I can combine some things, and I can get, 15% more damage if I fire this one first, and then I fire this one right afterwards, I get 15%, and then if I fire this one right after, I get like 30%. It's like 15 plus 15, so 30%. So I don't know, that's kind of cool. We're like super nerdy stuff, but I'm a mad scientist, and so this is like perfect for me because I'm experimenting. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. But yeah. So anyway, that's gonna I'm probably gonna conclude the experiments here, and because I want to document everything I found into a chart or something. I'm probably going to end this video here and post these results on YouTube, and then I'll follow up with another video later on once I learn some more things. But I think this would be a great place to end the clip for YouTube. I'm not going to end my stream. I'm going to keep streaming. But anyway, so for you guys on YouTube, I'm Rob215X on Twitch. So I'll be doing more experiments like this, and I hope you guys will come by. Or if not, I'll be posting more videos on YouTube, and hopefully my videos will help you guys, because this is kind of uncharted territory. I haven't seen these things posted anywhere else. I don't know. I looked around for it. I couldn't find it. Will I be the first? I don't know. Oh, you got slammed with an ad? Sorry, Ketchum. Sorry. Anyway. This will be the end of the YouTube video. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah.